Just a reminder before today's programme that the previous instalment of Doctor Who Unboxing is available to view, where we took a look at the special edition of The Power of the Daleks. And now, here on AMTV, time for the latest Doctor Who Unboxing, and this time we're going to be having a look at Fury from the Deep. Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of Doctor Who Unboxing, and yes, as you can see, the time has finally arrived. Doctor Who Fury from the Deep is finally out now. This is the latest animated release from the animation teams, and this is an animation of a lost second Doctor story, which was actually the penultimate story of Doctor Who's 5th season. Fury from the Deep is a 6-part adventure, and sadly no episodes currently exist in the BBC's archive. So when they announced that they were animating this, I think a few of us were quite surprised this was done so early. I mean, there's still animated stories that have episodes surviving and haven't been animated yet, such as the Crusade, for example, or the Underwater Menace. We still want that, by the way. Them telesnaps, animated, yeah. But after literally announcing this, I think nearly a year ago, they are finally out now. And as you can see, I have the DVD release and the Blu-ray Steelbook. And we're going to go through both of these releases, see what's different about them, and talk about what we've got in general. But first of all, let's just talk about the packaging. Now, this is the standard packaging you get on the DVD and the standard Blu-ray, which you can see is the animated Doctor, Jamie and Victoria, the two companions, being menaced by some sinister tentacle things. And I must say, the logo for Fury from the Deep, I actually really enjoy. If you've got a keen eye, you'll notice for all the animated stories of late, they've had their own custom logos, and I think this one is really cool. It really fits the story, and it just looks nice. And if you look at the artwork here, I mean, whoa, gorgeous. But we'll look more about the Steelbook later. We will start with the DVD. So here is the back of the DVD. As with most Doctor Who releases, you've got some screenshots of the animation itself, and it's presented in colour. We'll get more to that later. And you've got the blurb here about the story. So whilst I talk, I'll just let you have a little read. Fury from the Deep has always been a fascinating story to me. I've not heard the audio soundtracks before. I've seen the surviving censor clips, and of course that famous clip of Oak and Quill like just killing someone by seemingly opening their mouths, but there is gas coming out of them. And yeah, it's just always been that fascinating story, and it also shows the Victoria Waterfield, the Doctor's companion, leaving the TARDIS. So it says, most of the BBC's original master recordings for Fury from the Deep were lost after the programme's original transmission. However, audio-only recordings have survived and have been used here to create a brand new, fully animated reconstruction of this lost classic. And underneath that you will see the whole list of special features we've got. My goodness, we certainly have a lot of them here. Now, a lot of these special features we talked about in an installment of Doctor Who News, where we took a look at this release that was coming out and we looked at the special features on it. So if you want more information on that, you can just go and check out that Who News video, but we will be going into it later on this one. And unlike a lot of classic Who stories, you'll notice that this one is rated 12. It just says suitable for persons of 12 years of age. I miss that they don't put like why they used to detail next to the symbols here, why that was the case. They don't seem to do that as much anymore, which is a bit of a shame. And loads of people have been complaining about the new BBFC logo, so that little 12 there, so many people have been complaining about it. Oh, it looks awful, it looks terrible, blah, blah, blah. I think they look fine. I've actually warmed to the new BBFC logos, if anything, you know. So, we're going to take this out of the slipcase, and we're going to see what's inside. So right off the bat, you can see Time Lord Victorious. Oh yeah, the multimedia special that's happening right about now, featuring these three lovely men. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to follow Time Lord Victorious. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be following this. There's the actual booklet itself. I'm going to look at the booklet when we open the Steelbook, because I think both of the booklets should be roughly the same. But yeah, I wonder why they've cut them down. They used to be the full size of the DVD case, but for some reason, they've just trimmed the booklets. So as you can see here, so the artwork's on the disc, which is nice. This disc is PG, and on it you have episodes 1 to 6, the black and white animation, surviving footage, episode 6 film trims, and the episode 6 behind the scenes footage. This is one of the rare stories of the 60s where behind the scenes footage, like of the making the show, actually exists, and I've always found that really cool. So if you're into that sort of stuff, you'll definitely like that feature. Here is disc 2, which has episodes 1 to 6 with the colour animation, animating Fury from the Deep, which I assume is a little documentary, and the Fury from the Deep teaser trailer. It is nice that they put the teaser trailers on these, but they are just available on YouTube as well. And here is disc 3, and this is the 12 culprit. So it's not actually the story itself. This has 1 to 6, the reconstruction, so with telesnaps. It has the Cruel Sea, which is a documentary about the story. You've got the photo gallery, you've got the slide audio drama, which was the original basis for this story, written by this story's writer, Victor Pemberton. You've got the visual effects, interview with Peter Day, an interview with Victor Pemberton, who's the author, and you've got PDF ROM content as well. So it's something about this disc and the special features that make it a 12, which is why this release is a 12. So all those people saying, how is this a 12? No Classic Who is 12, or very little of it's 12. Don't worry, it's just the special features. If you're just interested in showing this story to a younger audience, it's definitely a PG, suitable for, I don't know, kids like 7 or 8 and up. Now, you might notice with the DVD, as with all of these, it has a reversible cover, which matches all the lovely spines here on my shelf. So if you give me a jump cut, I will take this out and we will see what it looks like on the other side. Okay, and that's better. That's what it looks like now. I must admit, the artwork, the animated artwork, I'm hit and miss with them. I love the Power of the Daleks special edition artwork that they had. This one is nice, but I wasn't as enamored with it, so rest assured, I will be adding this to my shelf like this, because if I flip this to the side, look at that. It matches seamlessly with the rest of my wall. Where will it go? It'll go right there, just after the Web of Fear and before the Dominators. So we've talked about the DVD release, and now let's move on to the really lovely Blu-ray Steelbook. Here she is, the Blu-ray Steelbook. I love Steelbooks, man. If they get the art right on Steelbooks, then they just look gorgeous. And I must say, the Doctor Who ones, or at least of the animated ones, they've been stellar. They did Steelbook releases for Power of the Daleks, the Macra Terror, and the Faceless ones. And if you just look at any images of them, I think they all look gorgeous. I love the aesthetic, I love the artwork, I love the choices made. I love how the Faceless ones is almost like an advertising poster for like traveling. And this one is no exception. I love this front cover, the TARDIS being entangled by the weeds here. Like the blue of the TARDIS works so well with like the sand color and the sea and the blue greenish sky. It just really works. And the logo here, the Fury from the Deep in white, brilliant, stands out. I'm glad they didn't go with green. It works perfectly. And I actually don't mind the modern Doctor Who logo being on these releases. I know some people do, but I don't think it hurts it that much. It all sort of blends together quite well for me. At least this image does. So on the back of the Steelbook, I won't zoom in because it's pretty much the same information as the DVD one, but you get this lovely back artwork with the Doctor, Jamie and Victoria assumedly looking on at the horror of this weed thing entangling the TARDIS. I always thought the animations there of them looking, they look quite blasé. They're like, oh, well, this is happening. But that's the back of the Steelbook. When you take this out, oh, look, there's a booklet and also Time Lord Victorious again. Before we get into the booklet, look at that. There's the front cover without the little J-card slip, and that is, wow, that is really stunning. I'd argue maybe this is the best Steelbook they've done for the animated range. Turn it around again. Oh, there you go. That's a much better version of the back artwork, with the 3 of them looking on a helicopter, assumedly the pilot going, what the hell do I do here? Let's open this up, and there you go. 3 discs in there. 1, 2, and 3. Disc 3 on the left, 1 and 2 there. Pretty standard on the inside, but yeah, there you go. And I'm going to put the lovely shiny Steelbook over there, and we'll take a look in this booklet, shall we? So you've got your introduction, which is just the crew explaining about, well, I'm guessing this story, how they animated it, etc. You've got production notes, which I think some of this is compiled from the section in the Doctor Who history book, which is a great line of making of books if you want to get into that. This will be from the second Doctor range, and then you'll have some production notes about the animation as well behind it, which is always lovely to read. I love reading like making ofs. Then you got the disc contents, so that is just a more in-depth look. So there you go, you got audio commentary with seemingly like loads of different people for each episode, which is quite neat. You got the film trims, you got all the animated versions, the teaser trailer. I've heard great things about this new documentary as well. I think that's the Cruel Sea one. Really looking forward to that. So that'll be good. And then it ends with a full cast list, which I think is really nice. So you got Patrick Troughton as Doctor Who. I love they've done that because obviously that's what he was credited as back in the day. You've got all your cast here. You've got produced by Peter Bryant, directed by Hugh David. The 2020 version credits. Reading down there. Oh, I like that. You've got the approximate viewers they had. That'll be coming up in Doctor Who ratings, don't you worry. A final transmission. I always like that they do that, the final transmission that we know of where they aired. So in this case, it seemed it was in Gibraltar in 1973. So a whole 5 years later. Jon Pertwee was well in and they were still showing Fury from the Deep. So it is a shame this one is lost after that episode in 73. We never saw it again here in the UK. It's been lost. There hasn't been any episodes recovered. And will it be recovered? Well, hopefully. We can only hope, but that's what we have these animations for, to hold us over until that glorious day may eventually come. So that, in a very brief way, is Doctor Who Fury from the Deep release, as we've looked at the DVD release here, and we've also looked at the Blu-ray Steelbook release. Now, there is a standard Blu-ray which you can get. I didn't pick that up. With the Blu-ray Steelbook, of course, what you're getting is a higher definition for the animation and a little tiny bit and piece of bonus content there, which of course makes it different. You're also getting a really lovely Steelbook to add to your set. Where can you get this from? Probably the most common place is somewhere like Amazon, or you can get it from retailers like HMV. What I will say, though, is for the Steelbook in particular, if you want it, I would get it now. These Steelbooks go out incredibly quickly, and as soon as they do, you'll be picking them up for double the price at least. So get this one while it's hot. I think the DVD's on Amazon for about £14. The Steelbook is about £27, £28. And the Blu-ray, the standard Blu-ray, I think is in the range of about £16 or £17. And let's face it, the standard DVD and Blu-ray, that will come down over time. The Steelbook, not so much, but I'm just really glad they've put this out here. I'm about to watch it literally after I've recorded and edited this. I'm going to sit down and watch Fury from the Deep. I'm very, very excited to finally be tucking into this classic story. I really hope it lives up to, well, all the hype it's been getting. I will be watching the black and white version, rest assured. I don't prefer to watch these animations in colour, although I appreciate they're on here. But let me know in the comments, have you got Fury from the Deep? Were you excited to receive it? Is it a story you've been waiting for a long time? Was it a surprise? And which version have you gone for? Have you gone for DVD, Blu-ray, Blu-ray Steelbook? Let me know all of that in the comments below. And also let me know which missing story you'd like to see animated next. But I've been Adam Martin from AMTV, and until the next one, I shall see you guys next time. This program has been brought to you in part by our producer and director patrons. With your support, you help keep AMTV running and the programs coming to your screens. Thank you. And that does bring us to the end of another evening here on AMTV. We hope you enjoyed the program, and we hope to see you next time. Good night.